Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Tuesday, 23rd of June. So before I get looking at the technicals here, fundamentally this morning we've got data out for Europe. We've got the European French flash and manufacturing, the PMI coming out, the flash figures coming out, their services coming out. And then we got the German manufacturing and services data at 8:30. Then 9 o'clock we've got the whole picture. In the UK's figures at 9:30 and the US figures at 2:45. So it is a case of mainly flash manufacturing is the key data that's running through there. But we have, as I say, for the European ones, we've got the services and manufacturing data coming through. Whether these were kicked too much, we'll see. I'm getting to that point where I think some of this news may start moving, although it's all expected to come in well under growth sort of figures, around the 40%. 46% on some of them, but below that 50% level until we get to the US. Now, if that manufacturing PMI can pick up and be above 50%, well, maybe we'll see the dollar move later at 245. But for now, it's mainly focused. It's mainly focused on the PMI day to day, and we'll see how it runs. We have got a Bank of England speaker at 9:45 this morning. Actually, due to speak. I'm just looking HM Treasury Women in Finance. Okay, well, I don't think that's going to create volatility in the markets as such. But okay, that's at 9:45. So a speaker then, but not. As I say, likely to create much more volatility. So, euro dollar as it sits bullish engulfing on the dailies here. It has broken its trend line yesterday. I just drew the trend line across the prior highs there, and well, it tipped into it yesterday at one stage at midday. Pulled back about it from, didn't really do too much from it, consolidated and pushed on through a little. Has gone a bit sidewards. Maybe it's got some. We'll see. This news may change things. I do still wonder if it'll pull back again. This little spike here that we'll see across the markets was caused by a White House advisor declaring that the trade deal between Trump and China was all over. Now he then clarified that figure, and it's all bounced back up. And Trump put a tweet out there saying he's hoping that the deal will continue in the form live up to the terms of the trade deal, basically. So he's expecting that still to happen. Maybe we'll see. But for now, it's well, a bit bitty. We've got news to say in a short while. Just coming down to this short time frame here. It's Anyway. I think we've just got to wait. It's 5-10 minutes away from the news yet. So euro, well worth watching this morning. If it starts breaking down here, I will look for it back towards that pivot and the key moving averages. But in the bigger shape of things, it's all looking good. Okay, cable for the upside, that is good. Cable, you can see it's still in this downward trend here. There's no denying that. And in fact, I've put the trend line on here, and you can see that 4 hourly 50 pretty much is as good as the trend line, which is the white line that's sort of banging around rolling around my trend line there. At the moment, consolidation in the pattern it's in. This could be no more than a bear flag because it is posting southwards at the moment. So if it starts breaking down, maybe it'll roll over. Yes, bullish engulfing on the daily, but there is a bit of mixture in these markets, and particularly this market. I think the euro, when you looked at the euro, it had a bit different feel, but again, it could. I'm looking at these markets and I was thinking to myself, what is it that I don't really trust too much? And I'm looking back at the euro here. Maybe if it breaks back below that pivot, this downward trend's still there on the 4 hourly, and I've been sort of setting this as the guide for me. Certainly the pound is sitting there on that at the moment, looking like it's got further downside. So maybe that's what it is. I know when you come down to this hourly, you've got this bullish flag sitting there, and it's the same with the euro. So we'll see. The euro, this may just be the sort of starting block. It has put higher lows on this time frame, and maybe, as I say, it will push through. However, if it does fail and it starts breaking the lower trend line, which can be drawn across the bottoms here now to this new bottom, if it does start failing that, well, going to be more on the bearish side. That's the pound. The yen's been chopping away, and well, it's not doing much difference at all here. It did have a bit of a candle there. Obviously, I say obviously, but due to that tweet, it sort of both sides of it sort of flew down, then flew up, and then well, it hasn't actually recovered from that so much. So yen maybe it'll roll back a little bit here. May be worth looking at some of the cross pairs, euro yen, pound yen, to see if if this starts recovering back into range. But at the moment, it's yeah, softened up somewhat there. Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar again bullish engulfing yesterday. Needless to say, there's a spike there, and it had broken its trend earlier yesterday. So the trend that's sort of sitting there and across all these dollar markets, majors markets, it's the spike is there. It's quite a hell of a spike there, and well, because Australia is one of the biggest pairing currencies and supplying countries, I should say, to China, hence why you see this big spike down there, raw materials. Anyway, at the moment, still bull flag on this time frame, on this 60-minute time frame. As I said, with a lot of these, well, sort of arguably bear flags, but it's a bit more of a mess with the Aussie, and I'm erring more bullish wise on that overall and bigger picture, but maybe it's still not going to go too far at the moment. Canadian dollar is again at one of these, just chopped up a lot yesterday, engulfed a little bit there. It's much more sideward price action. It has looked like it's still on the pretty much on the lows, prior lows there from last week, so still in that sort of range. Where to? Well, in the shorter time here, it's got the bear flag, could continue to roll over, see this move follow over. It really, I think this morning, and I wouldn't be looking to trade it until later. I was going to be intraday trading it, watch when the volumes come through, but maybe if the others were to all push up, well, this may well come down, and vice versa, but this morning may follow the lead. Okay, that's pretty much there. Let's have a quick look at oil. Now, oil didn't like that noise overnight. We were looking at this in the trading room yesterday. It broke the trend, got us into a long trade, took the first target, has pushed up, hasn't stopped us. It's still pushing up. Maybe it's still got the movement up towards that sort of bigger targets. And as I say, it's certainly trending upwards at the moment when I'm looking at this. I mean, it has actually just come short of its monthly pivot there, and actually it may have caught the second target on there, but not far off it at least. So at the moment, still pushing up, but if you're looking to drift this out there, it's still got potential, and the way it's looking here, high lows, high highs all the way through there, so looking okay at the moment. Right, that's for the upside. Okay, S&Ps. So the S&Ps, well, dancing around a little bit here, looking like it's trying to do a bit of recovery again. It's took the spike there over through the night there on this shown on the 4-hourly chart and the bar there, but it's at 2 o'clock there. There you go. It took the spike there. It's recovered quite significantly. Recovered and added a bit since then. And at the moment, still looking like it may want to push up further. I was looking at this yesterday as it was pushing into the 50 MA here, and it was sort of, it just didn't want to let go. And then I stopped trading, and of course then it broke that level, which I did wonder. It's broken that level, pushed up, and as I say, the spike would have taken lots of traders stops out. I should imagine that if they were down here somewhere, would have done some damage. But that side, it's gone flat. It's looking like it could go towards that triple top area, and it'll be interesting to see what happens at that sort of level, because there is another point above there. Maybe there'll be stops that will ride above that and push through this time. It's, as I say, actually becomes a quadruple top-ish sort of area. It had hit higher before then. So at the moment, looking bullish there on the S&Ps. So that's it for today. As I say, watch out for the news this morning. Have a great one. Bye for now.